there on the market. They also have performance parts for trucks such as toolboxes, grills, tunnel covers, and bed liners. Window tinting, they're number one in this area in window tinting. They also install remote starts and alarms for all vehicles. Hey, and the great part is professional installation on everything they sell. Stop by their showroom today or call them and tell them Barry Miller sent you by. Oxford Picture Framing, 919 Snow Street, right here in Oxford, Alabama, is your number one location for that special framing of anything that is dear and special to you. With over 1,000 frames, anything that can be framed, she can frame it. From graduations, weddings, to the new arrival to the family, she's the one to take it to. They can preserve and seal most any type of items for the special shadow boxes that will stay like new for years to come. Stop by or call Allison today at 835-2780 and tell you heard about her on Big Boyz Toyz. Ray City Diner, exit 168 off of I-20 on Highway 77 right there in Lincoln, Alabama. Best steaks around. I tell you what, Wanda McKeag and her staff have great food in this restaurant. They are open 24 hours a day, breakfast served 24 hours a day. Each and every week, steak special. You guys working down in that area, she has lunch specials each and every day. Also, now through October, bike night every Tuesday night from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Tuesday night. You guys bring the bikes out, listen to music, enjoy the great food. We'll see you at Ray City Diner in Lincoln, Alabama. Next vehicle, let me look, Danny. I got some. I say Challenger, and I say Charger, and I say Hemi. I'm gonna get them right. 71 Hemi Motor Trend Charger. Now this one's a little bit different. This one kind of helped get it all going, I reckon, with the Charger.
It did. The Charger was a great race car. Yeah, we just looked at Richard Petty there just for a second, driving one of the old Chargers in a pit action there at Talladega. Richard Petty will tell you that he liked this body style better than the Superbird. Most people think otherwise. They think, oh, he loved the Superbird. No, he'll tell you straight up that this body style of Charger was the best one for his and his driving ability. He won more races with this car than any other car he ever put on the track. This particular car is neat because Motor Trend, as we all know, it's kind of the Bible of the car world. When it comes out, everybody reads Motor Trend today and way back in the 70s as well. Well, this car here is the one that Motor Trend requested from Chrysler to be tested so that they could run their test, introduce the car. So Chrysler actually, all the paperwork on this car has Motor Trend test car, what's called a broadcast sheet, which is inside the automobile. It's not something that you see unless you take the carpet out and you'll find it on the floorboard. But it had Motor Trend test car wrote all over it. And the reason for that, in my opinion, was they wanted to make sure this car had no rattles, no shakes, no anything in it. It had to be perfectly built from end to end, because if you had someone, interviewing about the car and all of a sudden you heard a big rattle in it, well, heck, you didn't want to have that printed in national media because that would be bad. Because this was introducing the model, the 71 model coming out. See, this was December 70 test, and it was being produced for the 71 year. And so this car here is really cool because you can actually see the magazine here. The magazine is this car, and believe it or not, this car has never been painted. It's exactly the way that the car was during this test.
So this is the car, actually, ladies and gentlemen, now we're not saying the replica. We're not saying the one it looks like. This is the actual car that Chrysler gave to Motor Trend to test that year before they come out with it.
That's right, to introduce it to the world, so to speak. And the car ran strong. And to this day, it's one of the It's in the top. It's number 28 on the list of the all-time muscle cars. Now you think this is a lot of years Motor Trend's tested lots of cars. Well, I think it's still pretty cool that this one is still number 28 against all these exotic cars they've tested in the last few years. But it's still at number 28 is the fastest one they've ever tested.
Right, because they test everything. Yep. I mean, European cars, they test it all.
That's what I'm saying. So the fact that this one's still in the 28, it's
actually no one ever owned this one except you, except Motor Trend.
Well, no, there was one owner in between.
Right.
But it was a short ownership, and we've had it for many, many years
and
since then.
Motor Trend, really, they don't hurt them. They test them, and when they test them, they're not going to hurt the car because they're going to do the best they can working on that.
That's right. And it turned a quarter mile. By today's standard, it doesn't sound as fast as some things, but I think it was 109 miles an hour, something like that. But in 1970, that was getting down the track pretty good.
And that, that was moving because this is not a little sports car either.
No, this is 4,700 pounds of car. That's what a lot of people don't realize. The Hemi engine is pushing a lot of metal. And when it's really getting against the clock at the end of the quarter mile, that's when the motor's really coming on and everything's happening.
And the Hemis, to me, remembering the history and talking to you, and I remember the Hemis, they really wanted to get going good after the quarter mile.
Right.
I mean, the quarter mile, they still working on getting up where they wanted to be.
They were top end engines but these big cars, actually, that was a plus because these cars were so heavy. That's what made them race good. Things weighed they had a lot of steel in them. They were heavy. But yet the big Hemi engine had so much torque. These engines today produce, I don't know what the torque is, but they're running 9,000 and 10,000 RPM. The Hemi made more torque than they're making today at 6,000 RPM.
Right.
So it could make this big old heavy car with a high-speeded axle just push right through the 200 mile an hour and keep going. And
gosh.
So it was a crazy time back then that they had happening.
Y'all tell me you can't get hit. Hey, watching Big Boyz Toyz last week and this week, it's better than reading a history book, I'm telling you. Sit back, relax. I'll tell you what, we're going to show you the first car that his dad bought. The first car, probably that got most all of it started way back. We'll be right back. CNC Small Engine Repair right here in Sachs, Alabama is your #1 headquarters for any type of small engine repairs. From Steel, Snapper, Briggs & Stratton, even Murray, you name it, and they can fix it. Calvin and his staff can fix any type of small engines. They service and repair pressure washers, air compressors, and even generators. They're the only shop in Calhoun County with certified technicians and are a master sales and service location. So for any type of repairs or parts needed for your lawn care equipment, stop by or call CNC Small Engine Repair today at 256-237-9986. When you have an accident and your car breaks down the road, you have so much on your mind, you don't know where to turn. I've got your answer. Skinner's Body Shop and Record Service here in Oxford, Alabama has 24-hour towing 7 days a week. They'll be there when you need them. Also remember, when you do have that unexpected accident, you can choose the body shop of your choice to repair your vehicle. And the Skinner name has been known for professionalism and attention to detail for service for their customers for over 45 years. So stop by or call Skinner's Body Shop today. Tell them Barry Miller sent you by. A lot of people, when you say molded carpet, they don't know what you're talking about. Auto Custom Carpet right here on Noble Street, downtown Anniston. Ken Howell and his staff, they have molded carpet for your vehicle. Molded carpet means it fits right in your vehicle. Pre-cut, all you have to do is pick out the color, tell them the make of the car, go in there on Monday, order that carpet. Guess what? Towards the end of the week, they'll be calling you to pick it up. Go home, it will lay right in that car. Any type car made, they have it right there at Auto Custom Carpet. Go by today or call and tell them Barry Miller from Big Boyz Toyz sent you by. In the state of Alabama, one thing that better be working perfect is that air conditioning. For all of your central heating and air conditioning needs, contact Wayne Mizell at Mizell Heating and Air Conditioning here in Oxford. They are state certified, bonded, and insured. Wayne and his staff do service, installation, new construction, and that yearly inspection. Every time you get a yearly inspection on that air conditioning unit, they check the Freon and check everything out, and it saves on that power bill. So give them a call today at 835-0509. Tell them Barry Miller told you to call. Well, bless my soul, what's wrong with me? Hey. Next vehicle, 71 Hemi Charger. Again. Hey, you heard me say Hemi a lot the last 2 weeks. Now, this is the one that was your dad's. Tell me about it.
Yeah, you probably want to know what my favorite one is. I guess if we told the truth, this would have to be it. Because it's not just special, it's sentimental. My dad loved these things. He loved NASCAR racing and the fact that he could have one of these real Hemi Chargers, but he bought this car, and actually it's not his very first one. He bought a 1971 Charger RT that my mother, we had to get the 440 engine so she could have air conditioning and some of the creature comforts that the Hemi wouldn't give you. So he bought this car about 3 or 4 years after that one, and it had only 18,000 miles on it, so it was still like brand new. What he didn't know at the time he bought the car, which makes the car really special, this is the last Hemi Charger that was ever built. And so today, I have some cars undergoing restoration, and they're not here for you to see them, but I have the very first pilot car, it's called, Hemi Charger, that was ever built. We have the Motor Trend test car that introduced the Hemi Charger to the public, so to speak. And then my father, not knowing, but he purchased the very last one built. So we have the first and the last of the Hemi
Really, you
Charger.
have the test car, the first one, and the last one.
Yeah, that's what we have. And this car here is it's a color called Tony Gold. It is truly a beautiful color out in the sunlight. It's just rich looking. It looks more like a gentleman's hot rod. It's not the bright Hemi orange or sassy grass green or plum crazy purple. It's just a real pretty rich color. And my dad, I've got great pictures of him driving this car through the years, and pictures of me where they'd take me, I'd wash it and keep it clean. I couldn't drive it because I wasn't old enough. Probably a good thing. He made sure I didn't get to drive it, and because it was dangerous. But the car is it's just a time capsule of my family, and really the roots of why I do what I do is that car.
But you had a lot to talk about, Matt, when you was 13, 14, you know. My dad's got a Hemi.
Yeah, yeah, I was
It ain't like these. It ain't like these Dodge pickups today.
Like the new little commercial where the little boy says Hemi. That was
my
me.
My daddy got a
car,
Hemi, you know. But back then the Hemis a little bit different than they are now.
Everybody is on this Hemi kick and the Charger kick, and but truthfully, the Hemi that's out there today is a Hemi, but it is barely a Hemi. It's not like the true 426 hemispherical head that was on these cars. But it's close enough that you can call it a Hemi. I personally do not own one. My mother has one. She's kind of sporting her 300 with a Hemi, so she likes it. But they're good cars today, and they have revived, and that's part of why the value is probably on some of these cars where it's at, because the Hemi Charger RT is out again. It's just not like these Hemi Charger RTs.
To me, a Hemi, if the spark plugs go down through the top, it's a Hemi.
It's
that's what you always say was a Hemi.
That's what tells it, is that spark plug through the top. Basically, it's simple. It just fires on top of the piston like a piece of fire, like fire ought to do, and go down that motor instead of coming in through the side like all other engines do.
And they're elected the same thing, really. It's working on the same, but it's coming through the top.
It's coming through the top.
That's how we'd always say with a Hemi. If it ain't got the plugs going to the top, it ain't a Hemi.
Yeah. And the reason that, quick on that, the reason the Hemi engine was not mass produced is because it's expensive, because the head with two sets of rocker arms, where only one set of rocker arms is needed on a normal wedge motor. Well, the Hemi requires two. It's got to be on each side of the spark plug running across the top of the head. And it's more expensive to build. So, the manufacturers weren't into spending a lot of money just for the general public to drive up and down the road with a Hemi. So
they built it for racing. It was different.
That's right. Racing is a whole different story.
Tell you what, let's see. Oh, I say that word a lot. I ain't even got to look at the book. It's going to be a 71 Charger coming up next. We'll be right back. No matter who you are, sometime during your lifetime, you, a family member, or a friend will have a problem that requires legal services. The law offices of Payne and Crow are experienced in various aspects of legal system, from criminal defense, child support, legal custody, workman's compensation, personal injury, and even wills and estates. Randy Payne and retired District Judge Alan Crow have experience from both sides of the courtroom. They have a paralegal on staff, and they put their clients first in all cases. Give them a call today and tell them Barry Miller from Big Boyz Toyz told you to call. Let me tell you about the best kept secret in Northeast Alabama. Cider Ridge Golf Club in Oxford, Alabama is one of the most beautiful golf courses you will ever play on. They have a pro shop with special prices on some of the most popular name brands of golf and equipment. With a banquet room and staff, they can also handle any type of golf tournament or just a corporate or small group function. Lonnie Reese, the PGA Pro and manager, also has golf lessons for people of all ages. Call or visit Cider Ridge Golf Club today. Tell them you heard about them on Big Boyz Toyz and receive a special discount on that next great round of golf. Big Chiefs RV sells parts and service right here in the old Anniston Airport building. Anniston Airport Boulevard, Oxford, Alabama. I tell you what, any kind of camper, RV, motorhome, you name it, Eddie Brown and his staff have it. From Gulfstream, Timber Lodge, Ford Trail, Genesis, they got all parts and accessories. Anything you need accessory-wise for your RV or your camper, they have it right there. Give Eddie a call today at 1-800-335-3617. Tell him Barry Miller from Big Boyz Toys told you to call. Barry Miller from Big Boyz Toys. You see the sponsors on this backboard? These sponsors is what brings Big Boyz Toys to you each and every week. If it wasn't for the sponsors and the car owners, you wouldn't be watching Big Boyz Toys 6-7 times a week there in your home. And it's a new show each and every week. We're getting our calendar ready for 2007 right now. If you've got a car show coming up and we're not booked that day, I'll try my best to be there. And if you want to be a sponsor of Big Boyz Toys, give me a call today, 283-4404, area code 256, and say, hey, I want to be a part of the #1 show in Northeast Alabama.
Looking for great savings on new and pre-owned cars and trucks? Then head on over to Ron Newton Pontiac Cadillac GMC. Our courteous and knowledgeable sales team is ready to show you our huge selection of cars and trucks at out-the-door prices. Don't settle for our competition's offer. At Ron Newton Pontiac Cadillac GMC, we're committed to sales, service, and customer satisfaction. So head on over to Ron Newton's. We'll treat you right. That's Ron Newton Pontiac Cadillac GMC, top of the hill, Quintard.
You know, your vehicle is a possession that everyone needs at all times for safe transportation, whether it be going to work, going to church, or just that family vacation. Friendship Automotive right here on Friendship Road in Oxford has the personnel with the experience to keep your pride and joy running smoothly. From brakes, tune-ups, shocks and struts, engine analysis, they're second to none in this area. They also specialize in electrical wiring on all makes of vehicles. Stop by and see Randy, Russell, or John today. Tell them Barry Miller sent you by, and that I said they're the best around when it comes to your vehicle. You know, the most important decision you'll ever make in your lifetime is to purchase a home, and you want the most professional real estate agent in the business. Well, Charlotte Smith of Go Star Realty is that agent. Charlotte has helped several families and purchase their dream home. From listing, showing, to selling, Charlotte puts her clients first. And remember, no matter whose sign is in the yard of the dream home you want, you can contact Charlotte to professionally handle your purchase. Call Charlotte today at 256-282-0054. Oxford Lumber and Ace Hardware in Oxford and Talladega, Alabama is your #1 location for all of your home building needs or just that special project around the house. They have items from the smallest nail to the biggest truss on top of your roof and everything in between. They can take blueprints of your new home and supply everything needed to build that home from start to finish. And the special thing about it, Oxford Lumber and Ace Hardware, they deliver everything they sell. They also have all types of power tools and general tools for any type of job. So stop by one of the locations today, either Oxford or Talladega. Tell them Barry Miller from Big Boyz Toys sent you by.
Oh, I can feel it. They're out there somewhere. Just have to keep our eyes open.
Think it'll be today?
I don't know. We'll be ready.
Win the ultimate reward, up to $150,000 by using your rewards card only at IP Hotel and Casino. More than you expect.
71. Let's see, Hemi. What's that word? Charger. Tell me about this one.
Well, this one is it's kind of a neat color combination. That's what I like. It's called gunmetal gray. It also has a gunmetal interior, which Chrysler you had lots of options on you could. What's neat about the Charger in this period of time? No two ever looked alike. What you saw today, every one of them's different in some way. There's nothing like today. You go buy a car and basically they're all the same except for color. You built your Charger off your order pad the way you want it to be, and you were very unlikely to ever see another one just like it anywhere. And it's what makes them neat to have all these things. But this one's gunmetal, has a gunmetal interior, which is a light bluish gray interior rather than just a black like so many cars had. And it's got the pistol grip 4-speed. And that makes this car really unique because of that 4-speed.
That's something else that Chargers, Super Bee, the Dodges, Super Bs, GTXs, but when you look at that and see that pistol grip, it was just weird. I mean, when I was 16 years old, I said, check that shifter out in that thing.
Pistol grip sitting there in your head, and Chrysler would come up with it, and it actually adds a tremendous amount to the value today just because of the looks of it. And
I mean, some of them you probably don't remember. I'm a little older than you, I'm sure, but had the old the Hirsch quick shift, you know, and had the little click on it, you know.
Yep.
Everybody thought that was bad, and then you look over and there's that pistol grip, and it just puts you to shame.
It's intimidating to say the least.
It's like, what do you got? That's a pistol grip over there.
But anyway, it's just a beautiful car to look at, and then sitting right beside it is you'll look at one of the prettier colors that I think we have is called Jamaica Blue. It's also a 71 Hemi Charger.
We'll talk about that one while we're talking.
Yeah.
That'd make Greg happy. One Greg. We'll just keep right on talking.
But anyway, it's sitting here, and it's got a white interior, and it's an automatic. Don't know any particular history on this car. I bought this car several years ago, and I bought it strictly off the eye appeal of what this car, it just jumps at you. It's just a pretty color, pretty interior, and of course it's got under the hood what it takes. So.
Hemi. You know, I was over in Georgia about, what was it, Greg, a month and a half ago, when we was at Mike and Tony Sam's house. I went over and done his collection. And Mike is the same way about 427s that you are about him. No, 429s. Let me get that right. 429. Everything that I interviewed except a couple of Corvettes had a 429 with 2 4s. He said he could build them things with his eyes shut. But he had a Cobra. He had a 57 Ford. Everything had a 429.
Nice.
And so Mike's the 429 man. But anytime you think about a 426 Hemi, you got to think about Tim Wellman. You just in the back of your mind, it's got to be Tim Wellman.
It's just done its job and done it better than anybody else, and that's what it comes down to. But you know, the collection, we have about 35 of these cars, maybe 36 in that neighborhood, and we have just recently purchased a dealership building. I don't know if you want to talk about that. Right?
Yeah, right here. It's right here in Alex City.
Right. It's about 2 blocks from my home here, and it's an old Chevrolet dealership. And it was built back in the 50s, and we're in the process right now of restoring that building and making it look like the car dealership that it once was. Of course, it won't have GM on the front. It's going to have Dodge, Plymouth, and I've been collecting all the memorabilia to go in the showroom, and we'll actually have a true museum setting here in Alexander City in a few years. It'll be something similar on a much smaller scale than to what George Barber's done with the Barber Motorsports Complex. It'll be a foundation that these cars will pass into, and it'll be set up into this beautiful setting, and you'll think you've just walked back in time where you can go purchase an old muscle car right off the showroom floor.
And it's going to be right here in Alex City. It's going to be like a Mopar museum right here in town. And
well, actually, I'm going to I got a Corvette, and I've got a Ford Thunderbird 56, and I'm going to buy some other things. But of course, those are going to look like trade-ins for these Mopars. So anyway, we're gonna have some fun down the road of having a really pretty muscle car type setting in a building that the public can come view, and because the cars are never for sale, they are strictly here for me to enjoy right now and my friends, but in time the public as well.
Right, and you know, I want to thank you. We're fixing to close the show, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you and Pam for letting us come down. And like you said, you've seen, 18, 19 of these cars. There's plenty. He's got another building down there that, like he said, he's fixing up with more Mopars. They covered up. A bunch of them in it covered up down there. But he does do good. He had a Corvette sitting in there a while ago. We moved it to put this Mopar in. And he's got a T-Bird. But, you know, he is diversifying a little bit, but not a whole lot. And you know, it's people like Tim that's got these cars and the sponsors of Big Boyz Toyz. I mean, where else in the last 2 weeks could you sit there and see as much history as Tim just took you through in 2 weeks about these cars, how they come to, you know, and Mopars, I was telling you up in Alex City, I've been doing the show 4 years. Mopars are hard to find.
They are very hard to find.
And Greg, I tell you, and Johnny or Jerry, either one, I was telling them, before I met you, Dan, I said, you know, Mopars are just hard to find. I found a couple in Odenville. Greg, I know where they at now. All the Mopars at Tim's house. That's why we didn't find no Mopars in Alabama. They're all right here in Alex City, Alabama.
They kind of came this direction.
Well, Tim, I appreciate you being on the show. You got a gorgeous collection. Your hospitality has been great. You and Pam got a beautiful home, beautiful setting, and a lot of beautiful cars. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching this week. We had a great time. Hey, if you had a great time watching last week's show and watching this week's show, you think about the great time me, Chris, Greg, Cherry was down here earlier, the time we have, because we actually get to sit and turn around, and they're right here. We're looking at them up close. Tell everybody goodbye.
We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time on Big Bay. He took my line, didn't he? See you.